Hello and welcome. I'm Annette Reeder from thebiblicalnutritionist.com, and today I get to share with you the answers to your questions. And these questions are all about the best protein sources for our health. Now, let's get started with today's questions. What is the best way to get protein? Well, let's start with a little bit of Protein 101 learning. Protein is a Greek word, proteos, meaning it's the first part, holding the first place. Proteins are like a chain of pearls in our body, and they are as valuable to us as pearls. The smallest unit of protein is an amino acid, and there's 9 essential amino acids that we need to get in our diet. Essential means you have to get it from your diet. Combining the essential and the non-essential equates to 20 amino acids. Now, as I taught about this in the nutrition manual, these 20 amino acids, they combine in all different ways, very similar to the alphabet. So we have 26 letters in the alphabet to make millions of words. We have 20 proteins combined with God-designed carbohydrates, and then you actually have numerous different amino acid combinations. Now, when proteins are combined with a God-designed carbohydrate, it equals a higher burn of energy. So for those with diabetes or if you're overweight, making sure you have protein with every meal, every snack is going to help balance and utilize insulin. So when we eat carbs without a quality protein, we basically have a spike in insulin and a decrease in glucose going to the muscles. So, and other key places in our body that's very important. So to answer your question, the best way to get protein is to think protein first for every snack, which actually is more emotional eating than hunger, and then also every meal. So if you're thinking sliced apples, then you want to have a nut butter. If you're having celery sticks, you want to have hummus. Or if you're having eggs, add some spinach. If you're having lentils, put it in a lettuce cup. So plan the protein first. And then as you're planning the protein, know that science has discovered that some proteins are actually more complete with all amino acids than other proteins that are available. So meat, eggs are very high protein values. Lentils and nuts are high as well. Now, all plants that God designed have protein. And some people are like, oh, I'm eating vegetables, I'm not getting my protein. No, you are. Now, when you're hungry, think about this. What protein would be best to fit in my 24-hour plan? What protein is the most satisfying nutrient we can eat? And then second is fat. Add in healthy fat to your meal. The more high-quality protein consumed, the sooner satisfied is experienced. Now, my son taught me this when he was just young and still in government school. And when I let him have cereal for breakfast, he needed a snack for recess time. And he said he was tired and hungry all morning. When I cooked eggs and he went to school, he said he wasn't hungry until lunch and he had energy. I don't have to be a scientist to figure that one out. It was the quality of the protein. Now, I can add a slice of my freshly baked bread that's toasted, have an avocado sliced on top, maybe sprinkle some chia seeds, and that is a meal fit for a king. Super high quality protein for stamina, high quality fat for brain health, and also great fiber for removing toxins twice a day. Now, that would send your kids to school ready to be the next Daniel and Esther, ready to be used by God. At each meal, take 1 to 2 bites of protein first. And this is going to slow the release of insulin. It's going to signal satiety sooner, and it's going to lead to eating less food. So when we don't get enough protein in the diet, our body will take it from our muscles, other areas of our body, just for our daily use. And so that leads to sagging skin and difficulty exercising. You just have no stamina. So I love your question. So look at the proteins that you are already eating. It could be animal-based, plant-based, seeds, nuts. It could be lentils, it could be meat, and it could be eggs. It's all about how are those foods grown or how are they raised, and was it done in the way that is best for the animal or best for us with the nutrition of the foods, such as plant foods. So that's how I would choose my protein. So protein first, then your fat, like a tablespoon of fat with each meal, and then add your carbs. Just load up on the vegetables and the fruits and the vegetables, and you will have an amazing diet, and you will feel really good. I know that you advocate eating food the way God made it. What are your thoughts on seitan, tofu, and tempeh? Principle 1 is eat the foods that God called good for us. Principle 2 is eat these foods as close to God's design. Well, to me personally speaking, the wheat meat, which is what it's known as, the seitan, is more of a lab experiment. My personal goal is for food to represent God's design as close as possible. Yet, as I'm thinking this through, typically a cake does not come straight from a tree. I get that. Yet, the nutrition comes from me milling the grain and getting all that nutrition put into the cake. And then if I make it with dates and fruit instead of sugar, I'm doing really well. But seitan is made to look and taste like meat, but it's very much deceiving. They've removed all of the nutritional value from the wheat, they've rinsed it, and basically you have gluten. And gluten is just a sticky substance, and it's shaped into patties. And I'm just totally shocked at how surprised I am that gluten being the enemy and seitan is now the new food for foodies. You know, we've confused our foodies in our world today. And I also don't personally have any soy products since the growing of over 90% of soy is a GMO, and that's just not my desire. So wheat meat, you know, it's been around for centuries, although the name seitan, which is kind of an odd name, is much more recent development. Now, although it's made from wheat, it has little in common with flour or just the nutritional value that God gives us in a grain of wheat. And it also becomes surprisingly similar to the look and texture of meat when it's cooked. It just makes it a popular meat substitute for vegetarians and vegans, but I say no, stay away from it. It is a lab experiment. We don't need it. How does hemp seeds compare to protein powder? Now, hemp seed is a protein, and all seeds are incredible powerhouses of protein. They are also good fats and a little bit of good carbs. So the energy of a seed can be exponential. Hemp seeds are also a complete protein. They have all 8 essential amino acids. That's excellent. Now, protein powder, that can be anything, depending on the company producing it. I personally use a chickpea protein that I've already mentioned because chickpeas have been known to have a healing effect for the gut. And when we heal the gut, our mind works as designed. So protein powder in general is a really broad question. Now, if you have seeds in the protein powder, that would be good. You will lose some of the essential oils because once the seeds have been processed into a powder, you will lose the oils. But you'll always have the protein, you'll always have the fiber. So adding hemp seeds to your morning protein drink would be an added benefit, and that would definitely be a blessing. Thanks for letting me share with you God's recipe for excellent health. Please check out our Biblical Nutrition Academy.com page where you can start to study for yourself in your own time frame God's recipe for excellent health. Thanks for watching.